Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, we are going to see data analysis Python project. And the topic which we are going to use today is a finance domain that is nothing but a bank loan analysis. And this is a complete end-to-end project, and it is very important for those who are learning data analysis or who are doing data science as well, right? So those who are doing data engineering also, they can also learn this particular project, because finance domain is the one which is the very widely used domain, and which is the very important to get a job as well, right? And you can add this resume in your portfolio as well as you can add it in your resume, so that it can increase the reach of your profile as well. It will make your portfolio stronger, it will make your resume stronger, and everything we are going to see from start to end with respect to the BRD, that is nothing but business requirement document, and everything we are going to see in this particular video. Okay, so if you want to see the, so we are going to do this particular analysis in Jupyter Notebook. You can use any platform where you have Python installed in your system. I will be using an Anaconda, where I will be using a Jupyter Notebook to learn this or to use this particular project. And each and every code you can see from start to end, everything we are going to see how to do this particular projects, right? We are going to see different charts over here, right? So you can see different charts are being built, different advanced chart, different labels, how to do all those things, right? So everything we are going to see in this particular entire project, I will explain you each and everything, each and every code, why we are writing that particular code, and everything I will be mentioning in this or explaining you in this particular project, right? So just go ahead and install Anaconda. If you don't have, if you are doing learning this from scratch, that is okay. If you have basic knowledge of Python, then also you will be able to learn this particular project, right? So what you have to do is you have to install Anaconda Navigator. It is available on any website available, or we can say it is easily available on Google. You have to just type Anaconda Navigator. It will be taking you to that particular website, and you will be able to download it, install it. And if you are facing difficulties, there are multiple videos available on YouTube also, that how to install Anaconda and how to use Jupyter Notebook in that, right? And once you have this particular installed, and there are different Anaconda, or we can say internal softwares, or different libraries available for them, and here you can see a Jupyter notebook is there, and you just have to click on launch, right? So once you hit launch, it will take some time to process, and it will be opening in any default browser which you are using, right? Whether you are using an uh, Chrome or whichever browser you will be using, it will open in that, right? And then these are the different library or the files which are there, right? And here I have already having different number of files over here, and this is the project which I have already did, and we will be repeating the same project again over here, right? So in this way we are going to create this particular project from start to end, that is nothing but finance domain project, bank loan analysis. The data which we are going to use in this particular project is already available in the description box of this video. The link is available. You can go ahead and download it, and you can use it for your own analysis, right? So this same particular project I have created in multiple softwares. I have created this in Power BI, in Tableau, in SQL, in Excel, right? And now I'm doing it in Python. So if you are already watch those videos and doing this, then you are well and good. You know the data, and you know what to do. But if you are seeing this first time, and you also want to perform it into different softwares, you can go ahead, see on my channel, or I will add the link in the description box also, right? And now we will just move ahead and see what we are going to do today. So first, what I will do, I will just take you through the problem statement. So we will see now the problem statement of this particular financial loan analysis which we are going to perform in Python. So the first one we are going to see is, it is divided into two parts. So first we will see the summary, and it is mentioning that BRD1. So BRD1 is nothing but it is, or we can say just BRD is a business language, or it's a business terminology where we called it as business requirement document, the full form of BRD. Sometimes in some companies we called it as SOW, also nothing but statement of work. We also sometimes called it as FRDs, that is functional requirement document, or we simply called it as problem statements also, right? So in different companies, there are different terminology used for this particular documents. but you should know the meaning of each and everything is same. It is nothing but the requirements which we get from the client, on which we have to work and deliver our report to them, right, based on the requirements which they have, right. The first one we are going to find out is key performance indicator. It is nothing but KPIs, and as I told you multiple times, KPIs gives us the summary of the business, right, at higher level how the business is performing, so that the business owners or stakeholders can take an insight from that, right, that their business is going in which direction, right. So at higher level, so it is a metric at higher level which just tells the at higher level that whether they are profitable, whether they are earning money, or whether they are losing money. And if you want to deep dive, then you create different charts and we identify the areas where actually we are gaining or actually we are losing, right? And based on that, different decisions can be taken, right? So in similar case, we have the financial data, that is loan applications data, and based on that, the first key performance indicator that we have to find out is total loan applications, right? So when I say total loan applications is nothing but this is a bank from United States where consumers or people take different loans and different kind of loans, and based on that, what are the total applications for that specified period, right? So whatever the data we have for different years, so for that different year and month, we have to find out the data, or we have to find out total loan applications. And additionally, what we have to do is we have to find out the month to date loan applications also, right? What is mean by month to date is nothing but, let's say right now we are in the month of August 2025. So the latest, if you can say, the month to date loan applications would be the August month loan applications, right? And sometimes also we do compare it with the last month's date applications, or last month's month to date applications. We find it's year on year or month on month growth also, right? So we are not going to do that over here, but if you have time and if you are want to explore different areas, then you can do that, right? Then second, we are going to find out is total funded amount is nothing but the amount which is given to that particular consumer who is coming to take those particular loans. So it is nothing but the dispersed amount, and same we have to find out the month to date dispersed amount also, that is nothing but funded amount. Then we have to find out total amount received. Received is nothing but after the loan is been given to that particular person, or it is dispersed, after that he have to repay that particular loan amount through different EMI options, right? He either will pay it monthly, yearly, or whatever he has been sanctioned for that particular loan, right? So how much amount which is been given to him, how much is coming back to the bank, or we can say the cash flow is how is that. And based on that, we have to find out month to date total amount received also. And here important point is that interest rate has been added in this, so that uh, more amount has been taken from the consumer, from where the banks actually make the profits, right? Then we have to find out average interest rate also. So average interest rate is nothing but how much at overall of what at what rate of interest the amount or the loan has been given. So this is important because each person will be given different interest rate based on his DTI. DTI is nothing but debt to income ratio. So this is a measure of that particular consumer, or we can say by this particular measure, bank come to know that what is their financial health, right? So all these particular what are the terminologies of this particular I have added, and I have created a document also for that, where you will come to know that what are the terminologies and what are different uh, we can say meaning of those terminologies for this particular project, right? Going ahead, we are also going to find out the good loan versus bad loans. Good loan is nothing but the loans which are given by the bank, where they are gaining some money from that, and where customers are repaying those particular loan amounts month time to time, with interest rate whatever is been offered to them, right? So those are considered a good loan. Bad loan is nothing but bad loans are something that uh, where people have taken money from the bank, but they are not repaying that particular money time to time, or they are at all not repaying their money to the banks, where their banks are losing money over there, right? And for good loans, again, we have to find out total good loan application percentage, total applications, how many are there, good loan funded amount and good loan total amount which has been received. Same we have to find it for bad loan. All right. Then moving ahead, we will deep dive into these problem statements. That is, the second part of BRD is nothing but we are going to find out different charts. So at higher level, when we are finding out different metrics, but if you want to find out that or identify where we are actually, getting those heat that the business is not performing, and that's how it is done by different charts, right? So based on that chart we are going to find out monthly trend by issue date, and we are going to do it by a line chart or area chart. And to identify that, we are going to do the long term trends for those lending activities, and whatever metrics which are being shown on this will be shown on this will be on total loan applications, total funded amount, and total amount received. So these three metrics will be used to create these charts, right? All six charts. Same second, we'll find out the regional analysis by state. So based on different states, how many amount or how many total loan applications are been done, how much is the amount funded and how much is the amount received back. All right. Then we are going to find out loan term analysis. It is nothing but on different, at what terms different loans are secured, right? Whether they are giving for 36 months, 72 months, or 100 months, 120 months, like likewise 10 years, 11 years, or 3 years. How many we can see months the loan has been given. Based on that, we are also going to find out the donor chart over here. Then employee length analysis is nothing but based on his employment history or his employment right now, which is there. How many people are taking loans based on their, we can say, employment, right? Then what is the purpose of taking the loan, right? So this is very much important because bank will always ask that what is the purpose of your taking this loan, so that bank will come to know that in which area the people are taking maximum loans, and based on that then they will adjust their interest rate so that more and more people will take the loans, right? And they will also gain some profits from there. And then based on home ownership, so here whether the people are on based on their ownership, whether they have their own homes or they are staying in rental. Based on that, how many people are taking loans, right? So in this way, these are the charts requirements where we will deep dive in the data, and we are going to find out different analysis here, right? And very important, guys, many people just watch the video and they do not subscribe. You can see not subscribe percentage is almost 84%, and a subscribe percentage is only 16. So to keep me motivated and bring such projects, just please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you are liking whatever I'm making, just hit that like button. Give me some suggestions or appreciations in the comments as well, right? So it is free, it is not chargeable. You just have to click that particular red button, and it will be very helpful for me, will keep me motivated to create such content, right? Then next we will see the data overview, or we can see the raw data which is available for us, right? Before moving into this particular project, I would like to discuss about my website. So on this particular website, there are different data analysis material, and with the latest edition, that is 2025, and there are so many projects in different data analysis tools. So the link of this particular website I've added in the description of this particular video. And here you can see there is a link which will help you to jump to this particular project, that is Power BI Advanced project. So this is also one website which I have created. So first I will discuss this. So and in this particular website you can see there is a data analyst complete material 2025 edition. And when I click on this particular, you can see it contains this particular topics, right? Everything: statistics, Excel, data warehouse, SQL, Power BI, Tableau, Python, real-time projects are there in this. Soft skills, sample resume, 10 practice data sets on different domains are available. All interview questions. When I say all interview, it is related to everything, like level 1, level 2, level 3, scenario based interview questions of all the tools which are mentioned above, and client interview questions, HR interview questions. Then it also include different notes on different important topics, cheat sheets, and everything. And this entire package also include the notes as I discussed. It also have projects, Power BI 6 projects, Tableau 6 projects, Excel 4 projects, SQL, and in this also I have added Python. It is not mentioned, but Python 1 project is also there, and 10 practice raw data sets are also there. So here you can see the entire description is available for you to read, that what is included in this entire project. So you can read it. If you are interested, you can go ahead and buy this particular entire package. In similar way, I have also created this particular another like Power BI projects are there. In this 19 are there, but I have added one more, that it will be 20 projects now. So there are 20 Power BI projects which you will get, and all those are mentioned over here. Here you can see the list of each and every project is available over here. You can actually see what dashboard you are going to get. So no just talking and just selling you anything else, but it is everything available over here. You can actually trust, my work on YouTube, how I create the projects and materials. So if you want individual also, like Tableau projects are there, Excel is there, and you can say some advanced Power BI projects are there. But let's say if you are not interested in complete package, you can go through the particular packages are also, like I've separated those, like Power BI material is there, Tableau is there, SQL material is there. Some different more projects are also available. And if you want some career guidance related to data analysis, mock interviews, so you can also book a session from here as well, right? And coming back to my another website, so for this particular dashboard, that is India General Elections, I have created an entire 6 hours of video, and it is just for 299 rupees, guys, right? And when I come to this website, I have added a discount code for you. So it is only valid this 17th May. It is a summer sale where you will get 44% discount on different data analysis material and projects. And you can use this particular code. And as I told, it is only valid till 17th of May, right? So after 17th of May, you won't be able to have this particular discount code. All right. So this is all about my website. The link of both the websites are available in the description box. And let me tell you, this is a certification course. So you can see it is a complete video, and you can read everything what you will be getting in this entire, project. So just to go ahead, read it. All the information is there. If you just like by reading, if you think that it is worth, I'm sure, and I'm let me tell you that it is absolutely worth. So it's up to you. If you're interested, you can go ahead and buy from both of the websites, right? So now let's move ahead to our video. Quick data walkthrough. So this is the data which we are going to use for our analysis, which is a financial loan data, or we called it as a bank loan data also. And here you can see the total rows which we are having is 38,000, almost, yeah, 38,577. And the fields which we have in the rows are 24. So first we have is the ID, then we have address state. So ID is nothing but the loan ID of that particular fellow. Then we have address state, so that particular individual is belonging from which particular state. The application type, whether he is an individual application or he is a joint a particular fellow. Then the employee length, like he's working in an organization or he's in his career from how many years. Okay, so for 9 years, 10 years, or 10 plus years, or 3 years. Then what is his title? Okay, in that particular company, what is his particular title, or what is he, working as an? Okay, that is a MKC accounting or a contractor or whatever it is. Then what is the grade? It is like A, B, C, D. What is the grade of that particular loan? Then the home ownership. So in that particular, what is he living in? He's living in a mortgage home, or he's living in a rented home, or there are some other home also, like we can say, uh, let's see. So I will just apply a filter over here. So there are some other also, like he is living on other, or it is his own home, or we don't have any information of his own home ownership, right? Then when was the date issued for that particular loan? Okay, that is issue date. And then what was the last credit pull date? Then what was the last payment date which he have done? Then what is his loan status, whether the loan has been fully paid, or whether it is a current loan, or it is being charged off. Okay, so charge off loan is nothing but it is a bad loan, because if you are charged off is nothing but you are not paying your installments correctly, and you are not repaying your loan which you have taken from your bank. Fully paid is nothing but that the loan has been fully paid,
And the third one is the current is nothing but the loan is in ongoing process, but you are paying that loan installments regularly, right? Then what is the next payment date? So next payment date, this is the next payment date, right? So you can see the next payment date. Then we have a member ID. Then we have a purpose of loan, why the loan has been taken, for purchasing car or for purchasing any other things, right? You can see car, the debt consolidation, or medical purpose, or some another major purpose, or business, vacation, wedding, whatever it is. Then we have a subgrade, then the terms, so for how many months the loan has been taken, 60 months or 36 months. Then the verification status of that fellow, whether that particular is verified, not verified, or we can say source verified. Okay. Then what is his annual income? Okay, how much does he make monthly with respect to that? His DTI has been, it's the debt to income ratio. It has been decided, and with respect to that only his loan is being given. Then we have installments, like how much installments he is paying monthly. Okay, like we can say EMI. And what is his interest rate? How much interest rate has been charged to that particular fellow for taking that loan? Okay. Then how much loan amount he have taken? How much loan that is been given to that particular fellow? Okay. We can say you can see here the loan which is given is like 35,000, $4,500. Then we have total loan repayment, like how much loan has been or how much amount has been repaid from that particular fellow. And you can see if it's given $4,500, he's repaying 4,911 with respect to the interest rate which has been charged to him. Some people also pay some lump sum amount and close the loan. So with respect to that, how much the loan has been taken and how much the repayment has been done from that customer. And from this, the business, actually the bank, make the profits from the interest only. So with respect to that, we are going to see entire thing, and the terminology, or we can say how, what is the actual we can see meaning of each and every fields which we are using here. We have created one more document for that. That is the terminology that are field used in data. We can see what is the employee length, what is the purpose of this, and what is the use of this for bank. Okay. And the title, why we are taking the title, and what bank understand from that title. Okay. So we can see home ownership. The home ownership indicates the borrowing houses housing status, what is there. And they use this field for collateral availability and borrower stability. And homeowners may have lower default rates, like the people who are actually owners of that home. So it means that they are owning that house, and the house they might have taken by taking some another loan, and then they are repaying that loan. So they mostly prefer to give home loan to, or we can say loan to, from the bank to homeowners, right? The same with respect to loan status, next payment, that you can learn everything from here, why that field is being shown in that data, and what is the purpose of that field to be present in that data, and how the bank utilize those data for their knowledge. Okay. So this is the terminologies which are used. I will provide you this document, not to worry about that also. Okay. So these are some different terminologies, and I have one more document which is called domain knowledge document. Okay. So from here, banking domain is something like not all people have the knowledge about this particular project, or we can say domain. So I have created a document. You can read the document, how the loans are given, how the bank process the loan, how what measures they take before giving the loan to that particular fellow. Okay, you can see process of granting the loan, how the process is given, or how the process is there for granting the loan. Then why the people, or the reason been for analyzing the bank loan data, why the bank is analyzing this data which is being provided to us. Okay, with respect to that, all are the things are present over here. And with respect to that, you can learn everything, and you will acquire some domain knowledge. So while we start actual analysis, you will understand why we are analyzing these, why, what terms we are using, what we can say terminologies we are using. Okay, so I hope you are understanding. So this is the complete about the data and the domain knowledge of this particular data, or we can say this particular project.
All right, so now after seeing our data walkthrough, I have taken, or I have just opened my Jupyter on, or we can say Jupyter Notebook on Chrome, which I initially showed you how to launch it. So firstly, you have to install the Anaconda Navigator. From there, you can launch, or whatever way you have, you can do that, right? So once you are over here, here you have different options. From here, you can take file new, and from here you can select a new Python file, or here you have an option called file new, and here also you can take new Python file. So I'll just click on that, So it will open me a new Python file, and here you can see untitled is there, right? So it is ipynb file, and you can just click on this untitled and you can name it, right? So I will just name it as bank loan analysis, right? Right, and I'll just rename this bank as bank loan analysis. And now here, what I will do, I will just import our different libraries, right? So Python consists of multiple libraries, and all those libraries have different functions or different uses. But here we are going to use combination of libraries over here. So we have to import those libraries in this particular notebook. So once they are imported at the start itself, then we can use them for analysis in the next part of this particular notebook, right? And so first I will import all of those. So I will first import what pandas, right? So I will use first I will import pandas as PD. So pandas as PD is nothing but this is an alias where it is a short form called PD, and alias is nothing but a temporary name given for this for time being in this particular notebook. Then I will also, and why we are using pandas, right? So there are different meanings. So pandas is used for working with structural files, right? It can be also used for cleaning and importing the data. So for processing the data also we can use pandas, so that's required for us. And for importing the data also in this particular file, we will have to use pandas. So first we will use import all the required libraries in this notebook, and then we will use it. And then I will also use import NumPy also I will use. So I will import NumPy as NP. So this is the alias I'll be using. Why we are importing NumPy? Because NumPy is used for numerical computing, doing some algebraic operations like different aggregations and all those things, right? So any numerical operations which we have to do, then NumPy is required. Then I will import more. So I will import Matplotlib also. So this is the Matplotlib, and in that I will import pyplot. Okay, it should be pyplot, and I will name it as pediatric, right? So now why matplotlib is used? It is used for creating different two-dimensional graphs in this particular notebook, and so it is also used for giving different labels and layouts, right? Basic level of charts we can create in this, like bar chart, or we can also create donut charts and all those things, right? And we will also use import seaborn, right? I will also import seaborn as SNS, right? So now why Seaborn is used? Seaborn is also, it is built on Matplotlib itself, but it is used for more statistical analysis, right? And also used for more advanced plotting, right? Where we can create different heat maps, we can create different tree maps, and different more advanced chart than Seaborn is required. Matplotlib can, or PyPlot can just create different two-dimensional axis charts, right? Then I will also import warnings, right? So why warnings is required? Because whatever error message we will be getting while writing different codes and while running it, it will give us the more structured form of you can say warning message, so that it will also avoid different data clutterings, or we can say warning cluttering, so that we will get an correct information of what has been wrong in our code, right? So that's the way, that's the reason I'll also import plotly also I will include import. So plotly dot express as px, right? So this is used for creating interactive advanced charts, mainly for scatter plots, or which can be used mainly for different line charts or area charts. And because as in our requirement we have to create different area charts over here, right? So that's the reason we'll be using plotly.express as a different library. And to run this, either you can click over here as a run, or you can just hit shift plus enter. Okay, I've just hit shift plus enter, and this code has been ran actually at the back end. Okay, so now once we have imported all the libraries, next what we have to do is we have to import our data over here, right? So now the data, I have already added the link in the description box from where you have to download that particular Excel file for you, and then use that Excel file, and by using the location and path of that, I will tell you how to import the data. So it is very easy. As I told you, pandas will be used to import the data and make some changes in that. But any data processing is not required, or data cleaning is not required. But data importing is required, which we will do by using help of pandas. I will use df is equal to pd. Okay, so pd dot read CSV. Instead of CSV, we are using Excel file. So Excel file, and we have to add the path of the Excel file over here, right? So what I have to do is I will just go to my file over here. So you can see this is the file, which will be an XLSX file. I will add the link in the description box if you have to download it. So I will just right click over here, and I will just copy the path. So I'll just copy the path from here, and I will paste the path. So you have to do the same thing. The path which I am using over here, it won't be the path for you. It will be different, and make sure it is in double inverted commas, right? And here, instead of using the backward slash, I will use the forward slash over here. So instead of backward slash, just use forward slash. And once you have added this, so it will be different for all of you. So this is the path for me. I have added this in the particular folder, and then I have used that particular path, and I'll just hit enter. So now here you can see there is a star over here. So what does it mean? That it is still running at the back end, and it is adding all the data. So you have to wait for a few seconds until the star goes and a number comes over here. Once a number will come, then we will come to know that yeah, the data has been imported. And here you can see the 4 has been added, that it is nothing but the data has been imported in this particular notebook. Now you can go ahead and do your further operation. So for timing, what I will do, I'll just reduce the size of this. Yeah, so I will just make it at this, so it will be easy for us to have it in everything in one window. So I have imported the data over here right now. Now next what we have to do is uh, data is imported, guys. If there is an error, you might have got an error message over here, but you don't get a message confirmation message that the data has been imported, but it has been imported at the backend. If you want to see the data, so I will just hit df.head, and once I do this, once I hit enter, you can see the data has been imported. Here you can see the 5 rows are being shown and 24 columns. If you want to see the data over here, and when I open this particular file, so you can see it will show me the top 4 files, because head is nothing but it will give me the header data of 5. You can see 430 is there. If I show the output, you can see 430, and then 350 is the last one, and in between all the same numbers are been there. You can verify those. So the top 5 rows will be shown for us when you run this particular df.head, data frame.head, and it will give the data for all the 24 fields which are there in the data. And if you want to see for the tail end data, right, so I will just hit df.tail, and when I hit this, you can see it will give us the tail end data. That is nothing but if I scroll down and if I see the last 5 rows over here, right, you can see last one is 952, and here you can see the it is nothing but 952. Similar way, here you can see it is 852, right? So this is the last 5 rows of the data, right? In this way, you go ahead and check the data if it is imported correctly or if it is not, right? Now what I will do, I will have to add the heading over here, right? So here you can see untitled 3 is there. I will change this to bank loan project, right? And I will just click on rename. So you can see the name has been renamed over here, and I will also add the heading for this file. So just click over here in this cell, and once you do, you get an option over here called insert a cell above. As soon as I click over here, you can see a cell has been added over here, but I don't want to run a code. I will just change it from here, and I will just click on markdown. As soon as I do, and I will have to add the heading over here. So the size of the heading is defined by the number of hashtags we add over here, right? So the more the hashtags, it will be the lesser the size of that heading, and the lesser the hashtags will be the highest size of the heading. So let's see, I will add one hashtag, and I will name it as bank loan analysis report. And once I hit control shift enter, it will run, and you can see it is being given with a higher name. So I'll just copy this. So you can copy this also. I'll just copy this, and I will name this as, I will name it as, so what we did first was import libraries. We imported libraries first, right? And I will add two hashtag, or I will add two hashtags over here, so it will reduce the size. And once I hit enter, you can see import libraries. It is in lower, we can say, size of the text, right? And next, what I will do, I will just click over here. And now, next, what we will do, we have to see the data, right? So, what are the metadata of the data? So, for that, I will just name this, and I will just click on markdown, and I will three times hashtag, and I will name it as metadata of data, right? And hit enter. So here now we will see the metadata of the data. For that, I want to print the number of rows. So I want in double inverted commas I will write, because I want to print a string over here. So number of rows, first I will just add number of rows, colon, and comma. What I want to print is nothing but df dot shape. I will use a shape function, and in square bracket I will write it as 0. So once you add 0 over here, it will give us the number of rows. Once I run this, you can see the number of rows, that is nothing but this text has been printed as it is over here. Comma is nothing but it will give the further statement for us with a space in between, where it says df shape 0. Shape is nothing but it gives us as an output of the shape of the data, nothing but how many number of rows and columns are there. But if you want to see specifically only rows, you have to, in square brackets, you have to write 0. It will give us the number of rows. Similar way, I will just control C and control V, and I want number of columns, so I will change this to columns. And instead of shape 0, you just take 1 over here, and I will hit enter. So it will give me number of columns, so you can verify also. So if I show you over here, and if I see from here to here, if I go down, and if you can see the total number of rows are how many? 38576. Right here we can see 38576, which is the exact number of rows, and columns are 24. So if I check over here, if I see the columns are 24 count. So the data which has been imported is very much accurate, and we are good to go and see, or we can see, do our analysis. If you want to see more information, you can use df.info, and I will just hit enter. So you can see df.info will give us an information that in each particular field which is available in the data, it will give us few, I can say, rows populated over here. So it is not very much helpful, but it is sometimes helpful, like to see what kind of data is available, right? Now next, what we will do, we will find out the what are the data types. So for that, instead of code, I will just change it to markdown, so I can give the heading of this particular, and I will name it as data types. I will hit enter. So here we will find out the data types, and for that I will just write as df.dtypes and just hit enter. So as soon as you do, you will get all the data types of all the fields which are available in the data. So for example, ID, it is given as integer 64. Here you can see all IDs are numerical and pure integer values. So it is giving us this. Whereas address, application, those are object. Object is nothing but, you can see these are text values. So text data type in Python is read as object, right? So that's the data type. Whereas dates are there, right? Different dates which are there, these are considered as a date time, right? Similar way, wherever there is like DTI, installments, interest rates are there, those are considered in numerical values, but fractional values are there, so it is considered as a float. Whereas wherever you see a perfect integer value, those are given as an integer object, or we can say as a data type. So this is how the data types are being checked, or you have to check that issue date. This is the main important thing, because we are going to play with this date to find out month to date applications and latest month applications. So this is important for us, that this particular date has a correct date format, right? That is data type. So it is a date time which is correct for us, right? So let's move ahead. If you want to see more information, if I use df.describe over here, okay, right, right. So once I use df.describe, what does it do is it gives me the summary of all the information, right? So all the fields which are there, and mostly it gives us the information of date fields, and numerical fields which are there. So it gives us the aggregational information where it gives the counts, how many count is there, what is the mean, it gives us the central value, it gives us the minimum value, it gives us the maximum value, 25 percentile value, and all those things, right? So this is required where you have to find out the statistics of the data set, right? So just to find out what are the central value, and after that whatever findings we do in our data or in our requirements, you can compare it with the mean value or the maximum value or the minimum value, and based on that different I can say uh, decisions or different predictions can be done, right? Because Python is all about predictions, right? Because we do prediction analysis in Python, and which is very much important, right? So this describe is important because it gives the summary statistics of entire data, right? So now let's move ahead, and now we can see all the data has been imported, everything is been done, and now we will go ahead and do our analysis or start our analysis based on our problem statement. So as per our problem statement, based on our first business requirement document, we have to find out summary. In that, nothing is, we have to find out the key performance indicator. And the first thing that we have to find out is the total loan applications and its month to date loan applications. So now how to find it? So I will take you to the data first. So as I told you, each row of this particular data gives us an information of that particular loan application, or we can say a consumer have taken a loan, then his particular entire data is been showed in this one particular row. So each row gives us an information of each loan application. So what we can do here is we already have a ID column which have unique values on each and every row. So we will use this particular value and this particular row, we can say field, to find out total loan applications, right? So for that, what I will do, first I will write a markdown, or I will just make this as a markdown, and I will give a heading over here, and I will name it as total loan applications. So we will find out total loan applications first, right? And I will be using a code. First, I will write the code. So I will name it as total loan application. I will define a variable first, right? Is equal to, it is nothing but I will use df and id column, right? Dot, I will use the aggregation as count, right? So df dot id column, I will use a count aggregation. Just hit double inverted comma, single inverted, and then I have to print. What I have to print as an output is nothing but in double inverted comma, I will name it as total loan applications, right? Comma, and then I want to print this value, right? So what we are doing over here is very simple. What we have done is first I have defined the variable where I am taking the count of each and every ID, and next I want as an output is nothing but this as a text should be printed as an output, right? This will be a printed as an output. That's the reason I wrote it in double inverted comma, which is a string, comma. It will add this particular, in this particular statement it will give me total loan applications from here, right? So that is value. When I run this, you can see total loan application is printed as it is with this colon as well, and in front of that it is giving this value over here, that is 38576 are nothing but the total loan applications, right? Now similar way, what I will do, I will just copy this and I will take it from here as down, and I will name it as, double click and name it as month to date total loan applications, right? So now this will be tricky for us, or not tricky I mean to say, but just pay attention what I'm writing. So if you understood this, then it will be very easy for further metrics as well. So first we have to find out total loan applications. So let's understand in the data first. So if you check over here, we have 1 year of data, right? We have 2021 data, and in that December is the latest month we have, right? So if you consider that month to date loan applications, if you have to find out, month to date is nothing but the latest month. What is the latest month? December is the latest month for us. So for us, December would be an month for which we have to find out the total loan applications. But in real time, let's say you are having 5 years of data, right? And you are right now in 2025 and you have last 5 years of data, then which will be your latest month or month to date data or month to date applications? In that case, it will be your current month. Right? Say right now I am in August. So August 2025 will be my current month for which I will be finding the month to date. But let's say if you are seeing this video 2 months later, then September and October. So October will be your latest month. So whichever month you are doing that, it will be your latest month. But in our data, because we have historical data, we don't have live data. So what in historical data, whichever is the maximum month will be considered as the month to date data, right? So just keep in mind this is how it works. So if there are multiple years, then year condition we have to add that from all the years select the maximum year, and from that particular maximum year select the maximum month. The condition will be, or whatever code we'll be writing, it will be same. It will be working for multiple years also, and it will be working for this case also, right? So first what I will find out the latest issue date, right? So whichever the latest issue date or whichever date is available, the maximum date first we'll find out. I have defined first variable df dot, and I will use it for issue date first. Okay. So issue date is the field which is available in our data set, so make sure you write it correctly. Issue date first, I will find out the maximum value from issue date, right? Then next, I will find out the latest year. Very simple. So latest year, how will you find out? We have found out the latest issue date from here, which is the maximum one. Now we have to find out latest year also. So once date is found out, we will use this date only. That is nothing but this date, and we will find out the year from here. Simple, right? Similar way, we will find out once the year is there, then from that year we will find out the month also. Same, we use from that date. Now we will find out the month. So with us now we have latest issue date from max function we have found out, and this issue date has been fed over here, from which we have identified the year and we have identified the month. Now we will find out month to date data. That is nothing but we will filter out all the data which is for current month, right? So for that I will be using a function as a df, right? And in that I will again use a df, and here I will use issue date, right? So this is the date field, right? Dot dt dot dot year, right? So dt dot year, it should be equal to, right? So this should be equal to what? Latest year. Control C, Control P, and close this particular bracket. So what we are doing here is this latest year, it should be equal to this particular. So what we are doing is we are taking issue date, we are converting its or we are extracting year from that, and that year should be equal to this year, that is nothing but latest year, right? So only filter those data where latest year is equal to this, right? And we have to add one more condition where I will just copy this entire thing, control C, control V. So instead of year we also have to find one more thing, that is a month, right? So here instead of last year it should be month over here, guys, right? So control C, control E. Now what we have done here is both conditions should be satisfied. That is, it should be used latest year, and we have to also find out latest month, right? So we have filtered out the data for latest year and latest month. Now we have all the data or all the rows which are there for latest year and latest month will be stored here. For example, in our case, December, right? And now we will close this bracket also, right? And now we will find out month to date loan applications. So now month to date loan applications is equal to nothing but from this particular data which we have filtered. From here now I will use ID column, right? From the filter the data, and from here I will take the count now, right? So I hope you are understanding, and now I will print this. So this is what output I want now, and I will be using f, right? So f is nothing but a f string where you can add text values, and or we can say in and output, right? You can use text as well as you can use one more thing, that is nothing but dynamic values. I will tell you how to do that. So I want to print as empty date loan applications. So I want to print empty date month to date loan applications, right? And also I will add a space for, right? And I will add it in curly bracket, that is nothing but latest issue date, right, dot strf time. So I will explain you why I'm writing this. First, let me write it, and I will be using percent b. Convert the commas are to write percent b, and I will use percent y, right. Close this, and I have to close this curly brace, and then I have to close this curly for this, right? So what I have done over here is I am writing this text. I want it as an output. This will be one more text which will be output, and for is nothing but this will give me for which particular year and month I am getting that particular value. So latest issue date is nothing but from this latest issue date. This will convert this particular date into string value where percent %b will give me year, and percent b will give me month, and percent y will be give me year of that particular latest date, so that I will understand that for which particular month I have found out this month to date loan applications, right. And now what I will do, I will add a colon over here, and I want an output as nothing but month to date loan applications. Control C, Control V, close this bracket and close the bracket for this, right. So this is for this, and this is for this, and now I will run this. And here you can see an error is that df dot. Okay, so yeah, syntax error is there. That dot should be not there, and I will run this. So f the multiple sections undetermined f string literal code detected at line 9. So let's check the f empty date loan applications. Let's do this. Let's remove this comma, and now hit run. Still no. Okay, what's wrong? Okay, so we have to add here. You can see the double inverted commas, right? So undetermined f string literal. So we have to close this double inverted commas, and then I will write this, right? And now I'm getting the output. So you can see here. So for December, so if you want a space between here, I can add a space, and now I will run this. So you can see now you are getting a space. So this is M to date loan applications for December 2021, which is 4314, right? So this is how you write multi-dot application. So I hope you are getting, because in Python you should know how to find out month to date, week to date, year to date, and it is very easy, right? Once you understand the syntax. So if you don't want this thing, right, you can entirely remove this from here, right. So if you just want that month to date loan application and just the number, you can remove entire code from here, right. So just remove this and you can run this, and you can see month to date applications, right. But if you want this, then I have purposefully added it so that it will give me the month as well, and the year also from which I'm extracting that information, right. So this is the latest or the maximum year and the maximum month available in our data. I hope you're understanding, right. So this is how you find out the total loan applications. And now we will go ahead and find out now the total funded amount, right? Which is our next is nothing but total funded amount, right? If you go in the data, how we can find out is the total funded amount is nothing but as per our terminology, loan amount which we are giving, right? So this is the amount which we are giving to the customer as a fund or as a loan. So this is the amount which we are going to use, that is loan amount. So for that, I'll just select this, and I'll just copy this, add below, and instead of this, I will name it as total funded amount, right? So this will be my total funded amount, and I will hit enter, right? And now here I will find out. So total funded underscore amount, it should be equal to what? df dot. So it should be what field we are using, that is loan amount. So make sure you write the field whatever is there in the data correctly. Dot, and now here we have to take sum, right, because we have to find out all the summation of that, right. Oops. And what I want to print is, I will print, and I want it as output as total funded amount, right, comma this. Control C, Control V, close the bracket, and I will run this. Okay. So it says syntax, so it is df dot. So df dot should be not here. I am using that again and again. You can see this is the total funded amount. But if you want to use this, that it is a very big amount, let's convert it into millions and up to two decimal points. I want it this into millions. So for that, what I will do, I will add one more variable over here where I will name it as total funded amount, and I want it in millions, right? So for millions, if you want, what we have to do is this particular value, I have to divide it by million, that is 1 million. So six zeros, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So divide it by six zeros, and then I want this, and I want that at output, right? So output should be this now. Control C, and instead of this would be output, and you can see this has given me the millions value, but what I want at the end, M should be written over here, and I just want at two decimal points. So for that, what we have to do here is I have to do some changes over here, right? So here, after this, I will just add dollar symbol. I want dollar as an output, right? Dollar symbol, and in here I will write this particular format over here. I will just write first dot 2f, close this, and add that mi, right? And and let me check what's, and here instead of this I have to use a format function, right? So these are the few changes which we have to do over here. I have to close this one more parenthesis, and now we run this. And now you can see what I have done here is total funded amount, and I want the currency as dollar. I have added it over here. What is this, right? So here what we are doing is 2f is nothing but I want two decimal points, and this colon adding is nothing but that we want this to be formatted, that after decimal points we want two numbers to be visible, and at the end m should be there. Dot format is nothing but we have to format this value. So what does this do, that this particular value will be fed in this particular curly brackets, and it will give us the output of that particular value, right? So this is actually the syntax of the Python, how it works, right? And now it gives us the total funded amount as 453 point or 435.76 million as a total funded amount, right? And now I will copy this, and I will name this as, we have to find out month to date funded amount also, right? And hit enter. So now this will be my month to date funded amount. So simple, everything will be same, right? So everything will be same over here up to here. Okay, so control C, and I will paste it over here. So why? Because we have to find it for maximum date. So all will be same, right? The data which will be filtering will be same. Only the values which we require at an output will be different, right? So month to data, all these initial four lines will be same because we want it for latest month, latest year, and the definition of all will be same. Just few changes will be there, that output will be different, right? So let's say now what we will find out here, I want month to date total funded amount, right? So this will be my month to date total funded amount, where I will be using it from month to date, control C, control V, and I will be finding it for what, funded, or we can say loan amount. So I will be finding it for loan amount, right? And dot sum. I have to take sum, not count total loan applications where sum, right? But one more thing, what I want over here is, guys, that I want this in millions, right? So what I will do, I'll just control C, control V over here, and underscore. I will add one more variable that is in millions, and nothing but this value, control C. I will feed it over here, and I will divide it by million, right? So this is how I want. So right, and now what I will do, I have to run this, or I have to get a print of this now. So print, right? And now just keep in mind what I'm writing. I will be using mtd total funded amount, right? And in bracket I will be using as two curly braces, okay, colon, and I want as a dollar symbol, and I have to change this to two decimal points. I will be using here 2f, and I'll just close this curly braces, and I want millions at the end, I will close this as an output, right? Dot, I want format, right? And it is nothing but of month to date loan application, that is in minutes, right? Close this bracket and close this bracket. And I'm getting a big error. Error is a part of code writing. So, okay, let's see. Replacement index 1 out of range for position are tuple. Okay, so what is the replacement index? All right. Okay. Into the total funded amount. Now, uh, monthly data, loan amount, sum divided by 1000. We'll just remove this. Let's see if it works. Comma, comma, and I want this as an output. Control C, Control V. Yeah, so we get total funded amount 53.98. Just for an output, what I want is now what I will do. I'll just copy this from here. Control C, and I will add it over here, right? So I want it to two decimal points and millions at the end, and dot format. Cool. So this is how it works. So you should know how to decode all the values. So now this is nothing but month to date total funded amount is nothing but 53.98 million. And if you want to show the date and month of that particular total funded amount, you can do it. But I will keep up to you how you want to do it. All right. Now next is as per our problem statement, what we have to do is we have to find out total amount received as well, right? So for that, I will just copy this and I will take it bottom and I will take it down again. Yes. So this is what this should be total amount received. Enter. And same function, I will just copy this entire thing over here, paste it over here, and I will first show you in the data. So total amount received is nothing but total payment, right? Total payment is nothing but after taking the loan, how much repayment that particular customer is giving us. So we'll be using the total payment field over here for that. So instead of loan amount, it will be what? Total payment, right? And here we should be using total amount received, all right? So I'll just copy this and paste it over here. So total amount received in millions, and output should be also total amount received, all right? And Control C, and instead of this, it should be over here, right? So everything will be same. So this is nothing but total amount received. Similar way, what we have to do is I will just copy this, take it down, and here it should be month to date total amount received. We'll just copy the same code from here. Control C, same, everything will be same, just few naming convention will be changed. So here it will be uh, month to date total amount received. Similar way, Control C, and it should be in millions, right? And here it should be Control C, and it should be here Control V. Similarly, Control C, here it should be changed to this, and this should be total amount received. Okay, and instead of loan payment, here it should be total payment, and run this. Okay, so this is what month to date total amount received. Here you can see month to date funded amount was 53 million, but received amount is 58 million. Means what? 53 million was given to the customer, but from other customers, whatever we were receiving, it was 58 million, which is good. But but we have to check that for that particular customer, whatever funded amount was there and whatever received amount is there, whether received amount is greater and he is regularly doing that, right? So that bank is in profit, right? So this is how you do and find out that. Similar way, as per our problem statement, we just have to find out average interest rate now, right? So this is important. So find out average interest rate. So I'll just copy this and I'll take it down and I will name it as average interest rate. Okay. And now here we will find out average interest rate. So I will define a variable first over here. So average interest rate, okay, is equal to df dot, and the field which will be used over here, not dot. Okay, so field, we know that interest rate, this is the field we are going to use, that is interest rate. So I'll just copy that. So interest rate dot, we will be using a mean function over here. To find out average in Python, we use mean. Okay, and now I just want to print this. So print, and I want output as average interest rate. Okay, comma. I want this is not control C, control V, close this. So you can see it is a long value we are getting, but I want it into percentage. That is nothing but 12.04 will be the percentage value. So for that, what I will do, first I will multiply this by 100, so it will be converted into percentage. So I will multiply this by 100. Once I run this, you can see 12.04 is the value, but at end I want to add percentage, and it should be only up to 2 decimal points. So again, we have to use some changes over here. So for that, I will be using a curly braces that we used previously, colon dot 2f. Okay, colon dot 2f, and I've closed the curly braces, and at the end we want just percentage. I'm just run this, right? So okay, we are getting that as a value over here, but we have to change this. But for that, what I have to do here is I have to feed that value. So for that, I will be using format function. Right, so format this, and I will close this bracket and hit enter. Now you can see this value will be fed into this, and then I will get 12.05 percentage. Alright, same as per problem statement, we have to find out debt to income ratio, that is nothing but DTI. So I'll just copy this, take it down, and we have to find out. I'll just copy it from here, paste it. Okay, and just run. So we want to find out debt to income ratio. I'll just copy this entire thing because same thing, and in the data we have DTI only. So just DTI will be used. So instead of interest rate, it will be DTI. Here also average DTI. It will be average DTI, right? Just copy this and make sure here also average DTI. And at the output also it should be average DTI. Just like this. So you can see average DTI is 13.33 percentage, right? So this is how you find out the primary KPIs. I know most of the people just go ahead and just copy and paste. That is fine, but whichever are simple codes, we should write it. Going forward, whenever we are doing charts, long codes are there. There are, I will just copy and paste code because it will take much time for me to write and then explain. So when I will once I will just copy it and then I will explain you how it works, and I will add all the codes also. I will create an Excel sheet or an Word document. I will paste all the codes over there, and I will add it in the description box from where you can download and you can run those, so that wherever you are getting an error, you can go through that. But as I told you, uh, first you should just type those codes. It should go with your hands, and you should know how to write all those things, right? So this is how we are going to do. So this is, we have find out the primary KPIs. Now we will move ahead our secondary KPIs, how to find out. All right, so guys, let's move ahead. And as per our problem statement, we have to move ahead and find out the secondary KPIs, where we have to find out good loan versus bad loans. So first we have to understand what is exactly a good loan and what is a bad loan. So we have a data over here. So based on the loan status, we will identify which are the good loans, right? So if you see the loan status, there are three kinds of loan status: charged off, current, and fully paid, right? So whatever good loans are there, okay. So good loans are considered that uh, current and fully paid, right? So this particular loan status will be considered as a good loan. Why? Because fully paid is nothing but, let's say I am taking a loan from a bank, and let's say I have taken it for X value, but I am repaying that particular X value with interest on that X value, right? So whenever I'm paying all the taken, or we can say a borrowed amount with interest on that, then it is considered as a fully paid, and it is a good loan for the bank. Why? Because we are repaying everything and we are giving an interest also on that. So bank is in profit. Similar way, current is nothing but that people who have taken the loan, whose loan are still active and they are repaying their amount properly and clear. So those is also considered as a good loans. But charged off, right? Charged off is nothing but, in this particular data, charged off is nothing but people who are not paying their loan regularly, or they are at all not paying their loans, right? So bank have to suffer and go back or chase those people and ask them to pay, and still they are not paying. So bank have to waste their resources, waste their money, that finding those people, asking them to repay all those particular loans. So those loans are considered as charged off loan, and those are bad loans for us, right? So if loan status falls in current and fully paid, then those are good loans for us. And if loan status is charged off, that is nothing but those are bad customers. Those are considered as a bad loan for us, right? So that we have to find out. So this is an important point to note over here. And based on that only, I have written a code. So first I will just copy this and I will take here, and I will name it as good loan, good loan matrix. We'll name it as good loan matrix and we'll run this, right? And we'll find here all good loan matrix. So I have already written a code over here. So I'll just copy this and I will explain you. So you can see this is a good loan. You can just pause your screen, write the entire code, and so this you can write in 1 million also. So you can underscore, you can use an underscore for a separator of 1,000, or you can just write in million also. So what we are doing over here is, I will just run this first. uh, what we are doing is good loans, right? So as I told you, good loans is nothing but whose loan status is in is nothing but, if we have multiple values to add, then we can use is in, where it is equal to fully paid. As I told you, if it is equal to fully paid and current, make sure this is exactly what is there in the data, right? So here you can say loan status, it is a case sensitive. So whatever field values are there in data, it should be exactly written over here. So good loan are those who falls under a loan status as fully paid and current. So we are filtering out all these particular values over here. Next, we are finding out total loan applications. This, ignore this for now, but I will tell you. So this, from here, what you are identifying? You are identifying here good loans, right? Okay. So how do I comment here? Guys, not like this. Okay, leave it. Okay. So what these are, this gives me the good loans, and from here total loan applications. I have just found out the total loan applications. Just ignore that. How to find why I found out those total loan applications, right? So I think so we are using hashtag for this. So from here I'm getting good loans. Okay. So this will give me good loans. This will give me total loan applications, and here from here what I will give is, I'm finding good loan applications, right? So good loan application is nothing but, from this particular filtered data, I'm taking count of ID. Then I want funded amount also. So same, from this filtered data, I'm using loan data and I'm taking sum of that. Similarly, loan received, I'm using total payment and I'm taking sum of that from good loans, because good loans we have just applied this condition. But this total loan application is taking from all the data, it is taking count. This is required because we later we have to find out the percentage of total loan applications, right? Now same thing what we are just doing here is, we are converting this into millions. Divided this by 1 million and divide this by million, so they convert it into million. And then we have to find out the good loan percentage. Similarly, how to find out good loan percentage? It is nothing but good loan applications, whatever good loan applications are there, divided it by total loan applications, right? So total loan applications we have found out for entire data, but all good loans are found out only for this condition, you can see, and multiply it by 100, so that decimal points will be showing it is in the percentage. right? And now we have to print. Good loan applications is nothing but from here we are calling this value to here. Then good loan funded amount in millions. So this is nothing but an output which you get in here, right? So good loan, it's just a text. Then we are using this condition. We used as previous to get two decimal points and at the end add m. And dot format is nothing but format this value over here. Similar we have done for all of this, right? Only for percentage we add at the end as dollar, and we don't add symbol that is nothing but currency over there. Same thing, right? It's very easy, guys, right? So this is how you find good loan applications, right? So you can see 86% of applications are good loan. So we can take an insight from here that people are actually repaying, but still 86%. So it should be more than 95%, right? If to have a good performance of loans, right? So this is for good loans. I will just copy this and I will take it down and I will name it now bad loan, right? So this will be for now bad loan. Similar way, we'll just copy the entire thing, Control C, Control V. So now how to define bad loan? It is nothing but charged off. Whatever are charged off will be bad loans. So you just name this as charged off, right? Just make sure whatever is case sensitive will be written out here. Now this will be what? Bad loans. So this data will be filtered now for bad loans. So wherever you see good, just make it as bad. So this is a bad loan. This is a bad loan. This is a bad loan. So just change the names. And this here will be bad loan. Here will be the bad loans. Wherever you see good, change it to bad. Okay. Control C. This will be this. Control C. Here will be this. Right. This will be here. Right. Similar way. Here it will be bad. We want to find out for all bad notifications. Hit run. Okay. Alright, so now we are getting an output, but if you see here, we are getting the same values. So what's wrong? Okay, so here you can see we have to change this. Okay, so total funded amount, Control C, Control V, bad loans, Control C, Control V. So it is still taking a good loan. So total loan application also, bad loan applications, Control C and Control V. And now I will run this. And now you're getting the correct values over here. Here you can see this is a bank flow bad loan applications which is 13.82%, right? So there are 13% of people which are as bad loan applications, right? So which is very bad. Okay, that here also you can see you are getting gold loans because this is a wrong value. So I'll just control C and I'll paste it over here. And now you can see these are the number of applications, that is almost 5,333 people are there who are bad. Okay, or they are not repaying their loans properly or they are at all not repaying, which is a concern for bank, and they should focus on these people and get those particular loan repaid as soon as possible so that they are not in loss. All right. So this is a good loan and bad loan matrix, and then we will move ahead with our charts requirement. Hey guys, now let's move ahead with our charts requirement, and the first requirement we have here is, so we have to find monthly trend by issue date. It might be a line chart or an area chart, but here we will try to create an area chart, and we have to show the metrics on this particular monthly trend by issue date are three particular measures: is total loan applications, total funded amount, and the total amount received. So first what we will do it for total amount received, then total funded amount, total amount received, and then we will find it for total loan applications. So I will just show you how to do it for this particular chart, and then you can do the same all the things for these three. So all or you can say remaining five. For remaining five I will just show you for total funded amount, and you can do it for the total loan applications and total amount received for the rest of the charts, right? So because it will be time consuming, and once I tell you the process for the first one, it will be easy for you to do it for the other ones, right? So what I will do, I will just select this first, make a copy, and I will take it down, and I will just copy this, Control C, and I will paste it over here. Okay, and then the remaining part is a total monthly trend by issue date. or we can say for total funded amount, right? I will make it for total funded. All right. So now I already wrote the code for this. So this is the code control, all control C, because it will take time for me to write it. But I will explain it over here itself first, right? So what I have written and why I have written that. So what I have done here is I have created one variable first. So I have created this first variable. The first variable will help me to achieve the data first, to create the data for this particular chart. And then all other things are just to plot that particular data, right? First we have to create the data in the form of months, right? So if you see our data, the data which we have over here is date wise data is there, right? So or we can say day wise data is there, but what we want is we have to aggregate it for a month because we want to show monthly trend. So same what we will do, first we will find the monthly funded amount, and we have to do it on or we have to group all everything at month level. So for that what I have done is I have sorted all the values on issue date. So what does this do is that it will create a chronological order for all the months, that it will start from January and it will end in the December, so that we have a proper sequence of all that particular months. Then next what we are doing is we are creating a new column over here, that is nothing but at month name, right? So we are creating a new column at month name, and based on that issue date, what we are doing is we are creating all the values at strf time. That is nothing but it is converting that particular date values in this particular format, that is percent b percent y, that is nothing but a small percent b is nothing but it will give you the month names in Jan, Feb, likewise, right? Jan, Feb, likewise, right? So it is creating a new column for all the dates which we are having, and then we are grouping by all those values, right? So wherever you see Jan 2021, so for all the dates in the January, we will group by name at month name. Okay. Sort is false means what? Initially we already sorted this as issue date. So we will keep that sort value false so that it will not create a new sorting again by creating month name. So we will keep the original sorting. So we will create or we will sort that particular values. So we will false it and it will not create a new sort based on month name. And what values we brought in front of that month is nothing but loan amount, right? Because we are finding it for total funded amount. And then whenever you are grouping by anything, you have to use an aggregation by what values you have to, or what by what aggregation you have to group that. So we are grouping it by sum, that is nothing but aggregation, and we are dividing it by 1,000. So you can just divide it by 1,000, not it is 1 million, so that we can show the value in millions, right? And then reset index is nothing but then we are giving the index, or we can say the axis name, or we can say the name of that entire column to change it to loan amount in millions, right? So this is the new name will be given to that particular column. So once we create entire data for us, once the data has been created, then the next part is to plot that particular data. And as I told you, we are going to use PLT. This PLT was nothing but a alias which was given for matplotlib.pyplot. So this is I can say, if you take at the top here, you can see this was the matplotlib.pyplot, which will be used as a 2D we can say 2D visualization. Whenever we have to create, then Matplotlib will be used. That's the thing which we are using here. That figure we have first set the figure size, that is nothing but 10 inches wide and 5 inches in height, right? And then fill between is nothing but what color should be given to that particular line chart or area chart which we are creating. So what we are doing is it should be filled. Fill between means what we are creating area charts, right? So how area chart will be created? That we should have to fill that particular line chart, and below that line chart everything should be filled. So we are filling it on month name. So month name we have defined over here the month name and the total funded amount, right? That is loan amount in millions. That is nothing but loan amount which we created. That new column name that which we have created, that is loan amount in millions. And then we are giving the color for that particular area chart is sky blue, and its transparency alpha is nothing but how what should be the color transparency of that color, right? And then we are plotting that particular line. So then next we are plotting the line that is based on the month name which we created, and the total funded amount, and what should be the color of that line, and what should be the width of that line, right? That we are mentioning over here. And this entire thing which we are mentioning over here, this is nothing but to add the labels to that particular line chart, right? So this is nothing but we are creating an iteration so that we are adding a variable over here so that it will help. So we are creating iteration over there so that it will help for you to add those particular loan amount or data labels to all those charts in the form of with whatever we want, right? Or we can say in iteration it will add so that once first point is added, then second point will be added, right? So what we have to add is loan amount in millions. This is the value we have to add, plus 0.1 means nothing but from that particular point, that line point whichever is created above that 0.1, distance should be kept in between them so that it should not overlap on the line. And then what should be the format that should be used, that is nothing but to add, that is nothing but point 2 if we are using the format that is 2 point separators or 2 points after a decimal points, where we should add it at center, and from bottom it should be at center at bottom. What should be the font size, rotation, we don't want any rotation for that, and color of the labels, right? And then this is very simple. Then what we have to add is nothing but title of y-axis. This will be total funded amount by one, not y-axis, maybe this is the title of entire chart, right? And what should be the font size of that. Then x label is nothing but what should be the label of x axis, month. It should be, x axis we want month, on y-axis we want funded amount in millions, so this should be in dollar. We convert this to dollar, right? Then x ticks is nothing but x-axis ticks we have to mention, and we should be total funded, and labels should be month name, and rotation should be 45 degrees, so we are showing it at inclined. Then do we want to show grid lines in that? Then what should be the line style also we have mentioned, and what should be its transparency, right? And tight layout so that it should be fit in that particular figure, and then at last we will do it show, right? So these are all syntaxes, and I will just hit enter, right? So once you do that, you can see a new graph will be created for you in front of you. So you can see this is the title, this is the y-axis, this is the x-axis. You can see 45 degree we have shown this, and this is the yellow, we can say blue color of the line which we mentioned, and this is the shaded part where we mentioned as 0.5% transparency and sky blue, right? So this is how you created a total funded amount, and you can see everything is from January to December, which is sorted. Initially we did that, so you can see the trend is in increasing amount, so that total funded amount is in increasing year by, or you can say month by month, which is good that more and more people are borrowing money from that particular bank. Alright guys, now once we did it for total funded amount, we will do the same thing for total amount received as well. So what I will do first, I will just copy this and I will take it down, and I will name it as monthly trend issued by total amount received. Okay, hit enter, and here I will just write the same code. I have already written this particular code, and I will just explain you what we are doing here. Everything is same, only what we are doing now, passing the value for monthly ratio, and we have changed the aggregation or the field which we are using to total payment, right? Nothing but this is the field that we are using now, total payment, which is nothing but the total amount which has been received from the customers once they are taking the loan, and then we are dividing it by 1 million. All right, and we are then using the name changed to received amount in millions. Everything else, all this entire syntax is same, only what we are changing is we are changing the color for this of the area chart, and we are changing the color uh, for the line chart. So as I told you, based on your requirement and based on you, you can use any color whichever you want. You just have to type the colors over here, and you can use that particular colors. All other things are same. Just wherever we are using total amount received, we will change it by total received, or we can say total funded amount. We are changing it to total received amount, and all those things, right? So label change, or we can say the names change. What those are the only thing that we are using over here. All right, and then what I will do, I will just run this now. Okay, and I will just run this, and once I run this, you can see I will get entire thing for the total amount by month, and you can see the trend for that, right? So you can see the received amount, and these were the funded amount, and you can see these are the received amount, which is slightly higher than the funded amount, which is a good thing, but it should be more and more, and it should be that, so that the bad loans which we saw, the bad loans should be reducing and this should be increasing, right? So whatever we are doing, we have to do it three times, that is nothing but for three different measures, right? All the charts the same way you have to do it in your own as well. So I will be showing for this particular requirement only to how to do it three times for three different measures. But whenever you will be doing for other charts, I will just show it for one measure, that is total funded amount, and the rest of the two measures you have to do it on your own, right? I will add the Python file, but still I will recommend you to do it on your own. All right. Now what I will do, I will just copy this, I will take it down, and now I will just change this to, now we have to find it for total loan applications, right? Hit enter. And I've already wrote the code over here for that. I'll just copy that and I will paste it over here. Only one thing what we have done is, we know that total loan application is nothing but we are going to use ID column, and we are going to take count of that ID column. Initially we were taking sum, that is nothing but for total funded amount and total amount received we have to take the sum aggregation, but we are taking the count of IDs to find out the total loan applications, and nothing but we are changing the name of that column, and that column should be filled everywhere else, right? And then we are changing the name of the chart, changing the name of that particular y-axis and all those things, right? That's the only thing, and we are changing the color as well. I'm using orange colors, right? And now I will hit enter. As soon as you do, you can see I'm getting that particular line over here, right? If you want, you can change the color of the this particular, instead of dark orange I might take it black, right? So that it will be visible for us, right? You can see the black color is good, and you can see this, the loan applications month by month in that particular year are increasing. Slightly they are increasing. From January it was 2332, and at the end of December or end of year it was 4312, almost double of the loan applications, right? So this is how you do the trend analysis for, or we can say the monthly trend analysis for all the three measures, right? Then we will move ahead with our requirement. All right, now we will move ahead with our next requirement, that is regional analysis by state. Okay, so I'll just copy this, and I'll just copy this markdown and I will take it at the bottom and paste it over here and remove this entire last part. Okay, so regional analysis by state. For first I will find it for total funded amount, right? So this will be the code that I will be using. I will just copy it and I will explain you that. Okay, so uh, this is the state funding. So for state wise, we have already the column over here, that is nothing but state. So here it is it? Oops. Yeah, this is this address state column. So it is in the form of short form abbreviation names for United States. So we are going to make use of this address state. So first what we are doing, we have to create the data first, right? So in these first two lines, we are creating the data for us. So what we are doing is the state-wise funding we are doing. So we are grouping by all the address states, right? So that is the field we are going to use, and we are creating a loan amount, right? So we are grouping it at by loan amount and taking sum of all of those, right? And sorting L values all the in ascending values, right? So that when we are creating a bar chart, it will invert those values, and then we will show at the top the maximum and at the bottom at the lowest value. So that's the reason we are using it as an ascending over here, right? And then we are using the state funding amounts in thousands. Why? Because at state level the values will be smaller, so that we cannot show it at the millions level, so we are showing it at thousands, so we are dividing it everything by 1000, right? So this is how first we create the data, because we have to show it at the state level. So at state level we are grouping the loan amount, and then we are taking the sum of that, right? So that's the only tricky part which is there. Then all the other things are same, because it is the proper syntax to plot a bar chart. So we are using a PLT, nothing but Matplotlib, and we are setting the figure size over here that is 10 inches wide and 8 inches in height, right? Then we are creating a bar chart over here. So that is nothing but plot bar H is nothing but we are using a horizontal bar chart, and state funding amount, which will be used as our as a measure to show on those bars, right? And then we are creating that, or we can see that the state funding amount should be the values which should be used, and this is the index which should be created. And what should be the color? Light color is nothing but coral is nothing but red color, which would be given a red color shade for that. And then for bar in bars, this is nothing but here this will be used to give the labels for that, right? Where we will be using this particular state funding amount in thousands, where we will convert that into in thousands and append k at the end, right? And nothing but we are taking the width of that value, right? So whatever width is there, that width size we are going to use that, and then we will be adding that over there. And width plus 10 is nothing but we will be creating an offset in between those particular texts, so that from bar that it should be a 10 size. And then this is y and this is height, that is nothing but, so this is nothing but whatever we are writing over here, it is strategic way of writing on where to show the label, right? And font size and where should be it centrally aligned, all those things, right? Then what we are doing, we are plotting the title of that particular chart. What should be the title? What should be on x-axis? What should be on y-axis? The layout should be tight layout, should be it should be shown in a one single frame, and then at end we are just showing that particular. So as soon as I run this, you can see this is how I am saying this. You can see the labels are at tight labels, and these are the labels how we are showing everything. Total funded amount in states, and you can see California, New York, Texas, Finland. So these are few initial states where there is the maximum loan amount that is funded in that particular states. And then you can see everything in descending order, right? You can see these are the x-axis levels, these are the y-axis levels, and we have created a bar chart. In the similar way, what you have to do is we are showing this for total funded amount. As I told you, you have to do it on your own. You have to show it for total amount received, and you have to show it also for the total loan application. So total funded amount, we just use loan amount over here. But for total amount received, what you have to do is you have to use here the total payment. Then you have to change this. If you want, you can change this to total funding amount. Instead of funding, you can use total received amount in thousands. And then you can change whatever you want to change. You can change the title and all those things, and you can use different colors as well. Instead of light coral, you can use blue, green, red, or you can use brick colors, whatever colors you have to use, right? You can just add the colors over here and you can give this output, right? So I will not create it for you because it will unnecessarily increase the length of the video, but some things you have to do it on your own, so it will be a good practice for you also. So do it for all other measures. And I'm all right, guys, so now let's move ahead with our next requirement. And as per that, what we have to do is we have to find out loan term analysis. So I'll just copy this, and I'll just create a copy, and I'll take it down, and I'll just name this as loan term analysis by total funded amount, right? So similar way I have created a code. I'll just paste it over here, and I'll explain you first. Right, what we are doing here is first at the total funding in millions. So first what we are doing is we are creating a data for us, right? So we are using a group by, and we have a field over here called as term, right? So I'll just show you that. So you can see the terms are that for how many months the loan has been given to that particular person, right? So that he's repaying those in either 60 months or either in 36 months, right? So we are grouped by everything term based on loan amount, right? So because here we are finding total funded amount, so we are using loan amount and we are grouping it by sum. Whenever you will be finding it for total loan application, here it will come as count, and for received amount again it will come as sum. and here I am dividing it by 1 million so that it will be converted into millions. Then we are setting now, then we are plotting everything. Then the plotting comes, data is created. Now plotting comes. Here what we are doing is we are creating the figure, and with figure sizes 5 by 5, right? So 5 inches width and 5 inches height. Then we are plotting the pie chart. First we are plotting a pie chart, and we are setting the term funding as millions, the field which should be used, and we are giving the labels, and then we are using the atomicity lambda and all this. These are just nothing but to give the labels over there. Then the start angle should be at 90 degree, from where you should be starting that. And then we are using plot GCA. This particular thing is just to add a center circle in that particular pie chart so that it will be getting converted into a donut chart, right? And we are using a white color for that, right? And then we are using the title of that particular chart, and these things are nothing but to just give the detailed labels on that particular charts, right? So converting that percentage value into millions, so that's the reason we are multiplying that particular value with the funding amount and dividing it by 100, so that it will be converted into millions for us to show on the chart. And now when I run this particular chart, you can see we are getting the proper pie chart. And if you see at this and take an insight that more, or we can say 62% of loans are given for person who are taking the loans for 36 months, and you can see 37% of people are taking up the loans for 60 months. And you can see the division of the amounts as well: 273 million funded amount for 36, and 162.7 million of a funded amount is for 60 months tenure, right? So this is how you do it for total funded amount. You have to do it for total amount received also, and total applications also. You can do it on your own. A small twist and twisting in the code is been required just. All right. And now let's move ahead to our next requirement. All right, guys. So now next requirement what we have in our problem statement is we have to find it for employee length, right? So I'll just use this first, copy this, and I'll take it down. So, and I'll change this to employee length. Okay, so employee length by total funded amount, right? So if you see in the data over here, we have that particular field, and it's called as, let me show you, employee length. So this is the employee length. Nothing but that particular person is doing his service from last 1 year, 2 year, 10 years, 3 years, or 10 plus years. Likewise, it will give us an value, so that how we can find all those things over here, right? So now what we can do here is we will just go ahead and write it over here, or we can use this particular thing, and I'll just take this control C, and I'll use this. So it's very simple. Again, we have to just plot a bar chart over here. So we are using employee funding. First, we are grouping everything on employee lane for loan amount, taking some values, and we are sorting all the values and dividing this entire thing by 1000 so that we can show it in the K. You can also use millions if you want, right? And then setting up the bar size, or we can say the figure size. Then we are plotting the bars, right? Then for barring bar, this is nothing but used to apply and data labels over here. If you don't want, you can just remove entire this thing for this for loop. You can remove it so that you can remove if you don't want to give the plotting or the data labels over there, but data labels are important. And then we are just setting up X label title, what should be the grade, right, layout, and everything, right? So then it just hit enter, and then you can see you are getting based on employment length, the 10 plus year people are taking more and more funded amount or more and more loans, followed by others like 2 years, less than 1 year, and the least amount or loans are taken by 9 years of employment service people, right? So this is how you do for the employment length. I would recommend you to do the same thing for total amount received as well. Now I will just copy this, and I will go with the another problem statement that we have, that is by loan purpose, right? And I will just change this to loan purpose. Okay, hit enter, and for that also I have created already the code. I will just paste it over, and I will explain you for you. So the same thing, and everything is same as we did for employment length, just the field which we are going to use in this is changed, right? So we are using purpose over here, right? Because we have that in the data. it will be over here. So you can see purpose. What's the reason that we are taking that particular loan, right? And based on that reason, how much is the amount funded for that? Everything else is same, and we are creating a bar chart only. Just color is bit different, right? We are using sky blue over here as a color, right? So you can say debt consolidation is the one of the reason why many people are taking loans, and for credit card also, for home improvement, and the least energy or least amount of loan is been taken for renewable energy, anything required for renewable energy in their home or anywhere in their offices, right? So this is how we find it for purpose, and as I told you, you have to do it for total amount received also and the loan applications. All right, guys, now we will move ahead with our last requirement, and that is nothing but by home ownership, and we have to create a tree map over here. So what I will do first, I will copy this text and I will name this by home ownership, right? So the code which I will be using is this, right? So what we are doing here is we are trying to create a tree map. So first, obviously, we have to set up the data first, create a data. And here we are going to make use of this field called home ownership. We have to find it for loan amount, sum, and this is not required. You can do this way also. I have just tried it on my way. You can just type this also, and then also you can create this, not to write unnecessary two lines. Okay, so this is how you can create this. First is the data we are setting it, divided it by 1 million so that we can show the data in millions. And now we are using a px, nothing but at the start, as I have told you, I have used a plotly experience. This is nothing but an advanced library to create those tree maps and heat maps, and that's the same thing we are going to use here. We are going to use the plotly x, that is nothing but used to create a tree map, right? And then we want it by on what basis? That is nothing but home funding, that is by this particular data. What should be the path? That is nothing but what should be the fields used, that is home ownership. What should be the value used, that is loan amount in millions. Color we are going to use, that is based on loan amount in millions only. We are going to use color based on the measure which we are going to use. What should be the color? Color is nothing but we are going to use a continuous quill for that particular measure. And what should be the title of that particular chart? And nothing but show the figure. And once you run this, and I will just run this, and you can see you are getting a proper tree map over here. And when if you hover over your mouse also, you are getting a different labels, or we can say tooltips where you can see all those values, right? So this is how the chart or advanced charts can also be created in Python. All right, and as I told you, in the same way you have to create it for total received amount and the total loan applications, right? So this was all the requirement, guys, which we had. I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial and you have learned so many things in Python. I request you to please go ahead and like this video, comment down if you have whatever suggestions are there, if you want to appreciate, and subscribe the channel, because as I told you, it is free, and which will help me and keep me motivated to bring such more and more advanced and trending projects for you with the complete step-by-step video. So I will see you in the next video, guys. Till then, bye bye and happy learning.